So this is still the worst basketball call I have ever seen. This is the worst basketball call maybe in the history of the sport. And obviously, it is the Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas situation, where Alyssa Thomas tried to cheap shot Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark dodged it, and it was given as a foul on Caitlin Clark. So had Caitlin Clark not dodged the elbow, it's probably a flagrant 2 for Alyssa Thomas. And because she dodged the elbow, it was a foul on Caitlin Clark. So let's take a look at this here. Let's listen to the commentator as well. Let's listen to the commentator.
To win the jump. Thomas going to take a look at.
Oh, yeah, that's how the elbow extend from behind, and
That's not going to get overturned, I don't think.
The illegal contact is initiated by Caitlin Clark. She comes across the arm, into the body and hip of Thomas. The result of the play will be 2 free throws because of the defensive foul, and we're in the penalty. This is a successful challenge. The timeout will be charged to Indiana because they're due. Phoenix will retain their timeout.
just like we thought.
He was looking over and I was like, what did I do?
Just like we thought. Listen, I would say this, okay? When you see the elbow, you go, oh.
We both said, oh, going to break.
She could have caught, if she caught her, that would have been,
Could have been bad.
yes.
Like, literally, even the commentators are like, yeah, if she caught her, it would have been bad. So, now it's a situation where the WNBA has now set a precedent that you can swing at somebody, and as long as you miss, there is no punishment. It does not matter what you try to do as long as you miss. You can try to punch somebody, but if they dodge the punch, it is not a foul. That is the precedent WNBA has now set. That if you dodge a punch, it can be called a foul on you. And by the way, let's look at what happens here. So, Caitlin Clark tips the ball. The ball's there to be won. Caitlin Clark gets her hand on the ball first, by the way. Caitlin tips the ball, and then she tips it to the side. Alyssa Thomas gets it. And Caitlin does not make contact other than dodging the elbow. Let's take a look here. They're going for a ball. Caitlin backs off as Alyssa Thomas tries to catch her with an elbow. Because Alyssa Thomas she's a cheap shot artist. She's a bully. She's a high school bully, as in she'll go and cheap shot Caitlin. She'll get into it with Caitlin, and then with Maisha Hines-Allen, she'll get into it with Maisha Hines-Allen, and then suddenly, she'll elbow Maisha Hines-Allen and walk away and get MHA ejected. That's kind of what that's who and what Alyssa Thomas is. She is oh, I'm bigger than you, I'm gonna bully you. Oh, you're bigger than me, oh, I don't want to smoke. You're bigger than me? Nah. And this is still, for me, one of the worst calls, is that they overturned it. There is no illegal contact by Caitlin Clark in play. And it's one of those things that, when it was challenged, every single person there thought that they were looking at it to see whether or not it was a flagrant. And I'm literally watching it, and I'm like, okay, it's obviously a flagrant 1. I'm like, okay, she didn't connect, so it can't be a flagrant 2. I was like, oh, Alyssa Thomas is lucky Caitlin Clark dodged it because she would have been tossed. She was this close to being tossed. And then it's like, challenge successful. I'm like, what challenge successful? It's like, challenge successful. The foul is on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark literally, I've never seen that before. I've never seen a player pick up a foul for successfully dodging a cheap shot. Because Alyssa Thomas, let's not get it twisted, she is trying to elbow Caitlin Clark in the face. She thinks Caitlin Clark is gone for this ball. She's not looking at the ball. She thinks Caitlin Clark is there. That, you don't kind of push up. You don't push up by jabbing your elbow upwards. And this is not the only thing Alyssa Thomas did to Caitlin Clark. She hit Caitlin Clark with the moving screen of hell, as in Caitlin Clark runs into her shoulder barrage. Again, Caitlin Clark gets called for if you haven't seen this video here, where Caitlin Clark gets called for, I don't know where this came from. This came from ESP Ben. ESP Ben, shout out to him. I'm pretty sure he's killing it on YouTube. But if you're on some of these moving screens, this is just a moving screen. But like, look at the way she leans. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna extend the elbow on this moving screen. But that isn't a dangerous play. That's just a bad call. But there's one here. That's just an offensive foul that I don't understand how the refs didn't call it. This one here is dirty. Look at Alyssa Thomas here. Like, Caitlin Clark is there, bang. As Caitlin Clark's in there, bang. Like, Caitlin Clark did that to Veronica Burton, and it was a flagrant foul. That wasn't even called as a moving screen. That was not even called as a moving screen. By the way, Brittany Griner did the same shit. It is fair game, according to the refs, to get Caitlin Clark into... Go for a haymaker on Caitlin Clark. Well, that's pretty much it. Like, you connect, you've got Caitlin Clark's jaw. She's on the ground. She's on the ground. But we gotta be real here. It's a tough one. It's a tough situation for Caitlin Clark to be in because she is pretty much, her and Angel Reese, I think, are leading the league in technical fouls. And in fairness, like, Angel's not getting reffed well either. But like, the referees have decided that cheap shotting Caitlin Clark is allowed. They have made it very clear that, like, you are allowed to target Caitlin Clark. You are allowed to clock her in the face with a shoulder. And anyone who's played ball knows that there's a moving screen where you see someone going low, and if you tilt your shoulder to her face, everybody who's ever played basketball, who's done that, knows they're doing. The shoulder barge on an illegal screen. You don't accidentally do that. You know what you're doing. If you do that, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And Alyssa Thomas is smart enough to know that. This is clearly Alyssa Thomas. This is one of those, is there any player that does this? Where it's like, I'm going to cheap shot you, but I'm going to make it seem like I'm doing this accidentally. Like, oh, I'm just jabbing and flailing my elbow blindly. Like, who was to know who was it going to hit? Like, it's pathetic. It is pathetic. And we saw in this game, again, I'm not going to show, I just want to show that one clip from the ESP Ben video. I don't want to show it all, it's short. You guys can go watch his channel if you guys want to see the whole thing. But he breaks down all the horrendous things. And my favorite part about all this is that Caitlin Clark jumps up, and celebrates the ball don't lie free throws. The ball don't lie free throws. It is genuinely one of those things where, like, I don't even know. I actually don't even know, like, what we're supposed to do, what Caitlin's supposed to do, what her fans are supposed to do, what like the Fever are supposed to do. And Stephanie White should pull a Cheryl Reeve at least once. At least once this season, as in chase a referee off the court. Like, this would have been a justified time if you saw the replays and saw this and the foul went on Caitlin Clark. This would have been justified time to do a Cheryl Reeve and just chase a referee off the floor and get yourself chucked. The game was over. This was like, 4 minutes ago and they were up like 15. The game was over when this happened. This is your time to go get yourself chucked. Like, you got Brick Center posting about it. 5 minutes game, you're up 17. Go get yourself tossed. Make a point about it. If for nothing else, it restarts the us versus everybody attitude that got this team so close together last year. If nothing else, show you're all on the same page. Be the whole team is crashing out. Be the fucking biggest crash out of them all. Make you the story instead of these players. And I'm going to be real. That's one of the things Sophie Cunningham's really good for, is she is the story. Like, as much as some people want to go at Caitlin Clark, like, this story very easily today could have been, the Caitlin Clark, DeWanna Bonner, and Breanna Brace and everything. But no, it's just laughing at Sophie Cunningham pointing at DeWanna Bonner and Miley Shines out losing her shit. And it is what it is. But, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.